Welcome to the Bleav in A's podcast.
We believe in A's baseball.
We are back in the studio. This is your host, Tyler Texeira, with Luke Mitchell and Devin Neel, here to talk some A's baseball today. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. Throw them foes up after that 4-game win streak.
Yes,
Very
sir.
happy about it. Throw them foes.
Dev?
Yep, 4-game streak. Gained 2 games in the wild card. This might be that run that we're looking for to go on.
Yes, sir. I'm on board with it. Even though they lost last night big to the Astros, don't have to worry about that because they won 4 games in a row before that.
Yeah.
Swept the Royals and then beat the Astros on a walk-off their first night in Sacramento. A big night for the A's. But yeah, the record right now is 30-45, 13 games back of the AL West, but only 8.5 back of the wild card. So, that's very doable for this A's team. I think they're, going to make some run in that wild card, and anything can happen going down the stretch of the year.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's coming down to that point of the year where teams are starting to make that run and try to make that gap in between other teams behind them. But that wild card spot is very much in our sights, and I'm not going to say that AL West is out of our sights yet either.
Yeah, hey, I'm on board with it.
Yeah, it been like 3 or 4 days, and they've already made up 2 games in the wild card. What is it, a couple game, or was it always 13? Still 13. But, I mean, if you can make up ground like that and, just a short couple of days, there's still, like we keep saying, about 98 games left in the season. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a long time left and a long time to get on this run.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you're listening on Bleav Network, thank you, and go listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you want the video version, go listen on YouTube. Go subscribe to us. Posting 2 videos a week for Bleav in A's, so all your A's content is here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts from. We will be here the rest of the season and the off season and for years to come. So your number one source for A's baseball is right here on Bleav in A's.
Yes, here. Based in Sacramento, baby.
Based in Sacramento, our hometown. The A's will get into the big walk-off win the other night. They beat the Astros 3-1. It was 1-1, tied in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. Brent Rooker got a walk, and then the big guy, Nick Kurtz, came up, hit a walk-off bomb to right field. One of the prettiest sights we've seen in Sacramento so far this year.
Not a missile.
Not a missile.
Not a missile.
Not a laser. A bomb.
A bomb.
Shout out to Dallas Braden.
Shout out Dallas Braden.
Yeah. Perfect game, Dallas Braden. Shout out.
Yeah.
The walk-off 2-run homer for Nick Kurtz. He's been raking as of late. A future all-star, in our opinion. I think I'm on board with it. The next Matt Olson for this A's team.
Yeah.
Don't get
big
me,
shoes
don't
to
get me
fill.
emotional.
It was exciting, and he knew it when he hit it, and it's very cool to see that, that stadium and that crowd kind of light up for what seems like the first big moment of the season.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's more big moments like that to come because, that stadium was pretty cool after the win and when he was rounding the bases, and it just seemed like it was rocking.
It definitely was rocking. The lights were flashing in the stadium. Yeah. That was really cool to see. Need more of that.
I wanted to bring that up. That was like the first time I heard the TV. When just A's fans
Yeah.
And it made me happy, but we still need more baseball spirit in that stadium.
For sure. That was really the first walk-off or, big moment in that stadium where it hasn't felt like there's more away fans than home fans in the stadium. A lot of people don't like the Astros. It was pretty packed out for that A's game, the first game against the Astros, and it was for a reason because all those guys are rooting for the A's. Mm-hmm. So I love to see, no more away team fans taking over the stadium in Sacramento because we need more diehard A's fans going to these games and representing for our team. Yeah. This young, fun team.
Yeah. And part of me was scared. I was like, dang, are we really going to see more Astros fans at this, this game? But I think just with, the cheaters, I think that just puts a bitter taste in every baseball fan's mouth. Oh, yeah. So I think that's why we had, all those home fans there that night. Yeah.
For sure. Well, our guy, Mitch Spence, who, started this year in the bullpen, can't say it enough. He's been amazing since being put in the starting rotation. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, only allowed 1 run against his tough Houston Astros offense. The only run that the Astros got was Jose Altuve hitting a bomb in the first inning. And then Mitch Spence really settled down. And the bullpen had a great night. Mm-hmm. Love to see that out of this A's team. Need more.
When you give up 7 hits and, you only allowed 1 run, then that's all you really need to see. That's a really good outing. Pitched enough for the win. Obviously didn't get it because it ended up being a walk-off. Yeah. But, that's what you want to see your starters get to, and this pitching staff kind of do more is get to 5 and even beyond, put themselves in position for that win. And, if they're going to give up hits, then, scatter them like Mitch Spence did last night.
Yeah, for sure. I think he really hits the zone. He doesn't walk people. He pitches a contact, and that's, something you want to see. Some nights it's going to be tough in that Sacramento ballpark, but Mitch Spence has been able to keep the ball in the yard for the most part this year. Yeah. Which is big for this pitching staff.
Yeah, he likes to, I can tell he likes to have his defense work a lot. He trusts the guys behind him a lot, and I trust him right now. So they're looking good out there in defense, but just when they get the long bomb going, that's what really kills us.
Yeah, you can unless you have Denzel Clark right there in center field. You're not going to stop the ball leaving the yard with your defense. But Mason Miller came in and pitched a great top of the 9th inning, got the win in this game. He's been lights out lately, so I like to see that. Ever since he's been struggling over the last couple weeks, looks like he's back to his lights out self from the closer spot. Love to see Mason Miller, probably the most important guy in that A's bullpen.
Yeah,
you can trust him in pressure situations.
100%.
Yeah,
and I mean, I don't want to bash on the park too much, but there's been hate from other pitchers that go out on this mound. They're like, the mound just isn't comfortable. Like it's too hard. It's not like setting right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put all of that on Mason's excuse and everything, but it could be very well that where he hasn't been comfortable out on that mound.
Yeah.
He's just maybe now starting to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of pitchers have said that mound is different. I think we'll get into that in a couple weeks. Zach Wheeler was one of those guys who said he's using all arm on the mound because it's tough to get your legs going under you when you're on that mound. So, but hopefully the A's pitching staff, adjusts and learns how to, be dominant at home because we need it. We have one of the best road ERAs, but one of the worst home ERAs. So hopefully it evens out a little bit. My guy, favorite pitcher on this whole A's organization, JTginn, came out his first game back off the IL. He is a starter, but he came out of the bullpen in his first game back. Went 3 innings, only 1 hit, and 5 strikeouts. He looked lights out there on the mound. And before the year started, one of my favorite players, Lawrence Butler, said he expects JTginn to be the breakout player on this A's team. And we really need it. It's exactly what the A's need out of that starting rotation.
I like that. Yeah. And, I mean, just seeing him come in not in his starting role right here, it kind of shows a little bit more of a brighter side because maybe he might have to transfer to like a more of a relief or like anything like that.
Yeah.
Just because 5 strikeouts in the middle of the game right there, that's amazing to come in.
Yeah.
Like right after Mitch Spence only allows 1 run. Mm-hmm. So, no, that was really cool to see just back to back to back 3 great performances in one night.
I was going to say, if he's not, you hope he gets back into that starting rotation. But if he's not, I mean, that could be a big spot that he can be used in, like you said, is that, maybe your starters only make it 5, or maybe they just make it into the 5th inning, that 5, 6, and even the 7th. That could be a big spot for him. And I think, a really more comfortable breakout spot. But I think, eventually we will see him back in the starting rotation.
I definitely hope so. He's one of the young, bright spots in this A's pitching rotation. I love to see it. He also has that nasty sinker that was moving. It was moving in this game. And he allowed 1 hit. But then right after that, he got the ground ball to shortstop. Jacob Wilson turned the double play by himself. So that's exactly what you want to see out of your sinker ball pitcher. And JTginn, like I said, my favorite pitcher on this whole A's organization. I'm expecting big things out of him in the coming years.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Max Muncy, our guy, also had a big night as well. Went 2 for 3 from the plate, and also made a crazy play at third. Derek Jeter from third base. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe Manny Machado. One time,
Arenado,
but jump throw like that.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Well, I've made it in
one of the best
plays.
League. One of the best plays from third base you'll see all year. Max Muncy.
I'm not taking anything away from it. Probably one of the greatest plays I've seen this season.
Yeah.
From throwing across from third. I don't think people know how hard that is to get that ball all the way over there.
Yeah.
Especially getting Altuve out. Altuve hit that, one of the quickest players in the league.
Yeah.
But I've definitely seen Arenado make that play a few times.
Well, Max Muncy put him on that category because, the defense is showing right now.
Yeah.
Jump throw from third base is crazy, though. The distance on that throw, he made it without a hop. So the arm strength is there for our young guy, Max Muncy. And, hey, maybe he's getting more comfortable at third base. Maybe, that's his spot going forward.
I would be down with it.
Yeah, I would definitely be down, too.
He's very down with that.
Yeah. Another bright spot in this game was J.J. Bleday. Hit a solo homer in the 5th to tie it up. It looks like he's waking up a little bit and, going down to AAA early in the year, bringing him back up. It looks like he's got that back going now, and that's a big spot for this A's lineup. I thought he was going to be hitting 5th all year, but now maybe in the lower part of the order, you can shake some things up.
Yeah. I mean, we're always looking to, you got to wake those backs up down low, especially to try and get some base runners on for your top of the lineup to come back on and drive some runs in.
Oh, for sure.
So, hopefully his bat does wake up. That was a great solo home run right there to just bring us back into the game. But, I wish he was living up to the hype that we wanted at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, for sure. For this A's team, Nick Kurtz is a big spot for this big young team, and playing first base. He's been great over there first. Also, the bat is waking up. I think he's a future All-Star, man. He's the 4th pick in the draft, last year, and he's already in the bigs, and he's already hitting bombs. And, he's only going to get better from here. He's only going to expand his, his plate appearances. He's going to get more walks and less strikeouts and, more base hits and all that. Right now, it seems like he's a double machine and a homer machine, but need more hitting for contact. And I think he definitely has that in his bag.
I could see it. I mean, just the fact that, like you said, 4th pick last year.
Yeah.
And now he's in the league already.
Yeah.
That's MLB, playing in baseball, that's the toughest sport to kind of get your young self going, develop. Just because it's a whole lot of guys who've been doing it for 10 years, and they are just better than you.
Yeah.
So it will just take time, and I definitely Bleav in him.
I definitely Bleav in Nick Kurtz as well. Future All-Star. Might be better than Matt Olson in the coming years. He's young, and Matt Olson
take a little bit.
Matt Olson is an A's legend for sure, but I've always thought, hey, Nick Kurtz can fill that role, and I think he's doing a great job of that right now, and he's only going to get better.
I'm just glad you're already seeing this, and he's going to be under team control for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially at a young age, which we have seen more lately. I mean, but when you're in that situation, you got to trust your guys, and I feel like they are, and he's making it pay off for him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was a great call from Jenny and Dallas as well on the walk-off. Got to give them the respect.
Yep.
A great call. And Nick Kurtz, first walk-off in his career, hopefully more to come in Sacramento.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I guess we got to move on to last night. Tough one to go over, but the A's lost 13-3. Whatever. We'll get this one back today and tomorrow.
We'll get it back.
I'm feeling good about the series against the first place Astros. But JP Sears was starting on the mound. Luke, you say it every week.
Say it.
When the long ball's flying off JP Sears, it's not going to be a good night. He allowed 3 homers in only 3 innings, 5 runs, and he couldn't find the strike zone as well. 3 walks for him. So bad night for JP.
Shutout night or it's a bomb night.
Yeah. And need more consistency out of JP for sure.
I love JP Sears. I love his pitching style.
Yeah.
Again, he's one of those pitchers that gives a lot of confidence to his guys behind him. He pitches ground ball pitches, but then when he doesn't get them to drop, when they're just hanging there, they go far.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're leaving the ball up to a lineup like, the Astros, who have mixed in good young guys and then some vets. I mean, Cam Smith he's going to be really good for a long time.
Young guy.
What is he, second-year guy right now? 2 home runs, 4 for 5. I mean, he's going to be really good. But, yeah, when you're leaving the ball up like that, especially in sac, it's going to be tough. But like you said, I do like the style. I think that style could, as crazy as it sounds, work well in Sacramento. Is if you're going to pitch to contact and you're going to give up a lot of contact, then, keeping the ball on the ground is the way to go.
Yeah.
And using your defense. So, just a tough loss for him, but hoping to see a bounce back in 5 days.
Yeah, definitely need a bounce back night from JP Sears when he's back on the mound.
It'll be there.
We Bleav in him.
Yep.
We Bleav. Well, another guy who came back off the IL was Gio Urshela. He's been on the IL for a while, but he came back yesterday, went 2 for 2 with an RBI single, and now there's some questions about that third base spot because Max Muncy's been playing great. Gio Urshela hits for good average. He doesn't have a home run on the year, but he hits for average, and he gets a lot of RBIs. I think he was leading the team in RBIs before he got hurt. Not sure if he is anymore. But Max Muncy at third, and Miguel Andujar is coming back as well. So there's a lot of guys you can put at that third base spot that I don't know what the A's are going to do going forward.
I think it's a good problem to have.
It is.
And if it was in my opinion, and what I would do is, maybe with a couple of the vet guys coming back, if they really trust Muncy and Kurtz and all that, then I'd maybe trade a couple of those guys to bolster that pitching staff.
I can see that happening. I wouldn't be mad at it at all.
No.
And, get it done now instead of looking for it, next month when the deadline is.
Yeah. Don't wait till the last minute.
It's just, we've talked about it before. There's so many guys we can just plug in and have in different spots. Because, we have Luis at second, but Gio can easily slide over at second and play that.
Yeah.
Because he did that in Milwaukee for a few years. So
Max Muncy, you could really put either of them.
Max Muncy can go
all these
anywhere.
guys can move around. Miguel Andujar plays outfield as well.
The only positions that are kind of locked is shortstop, maybe first.
Yeah.
That's it. So.
And catcher, I guess, when Shea comes back.
Shea comes back, so so it's going to be. It's exciting.
It is.
It's exciting, but we do need to make moves with these players that we have.
I definitely
It's a spot
agree.
you want to be in, even like we said, they're still 8.5 games back out of a wild card, but you're never really out of it. So when you have the pieces to make a trade, I think they should definitely go out and do it. And maybe not one really good starter, maybe a couple, just pretty good guys. But either way, I think, you said, Luke, they do need to make a move.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that, getting rid of some guys, some older guys. I'm full on for going young. I want Max Muncy to start at third every night. I want Kurtz to start at first every night. I want, obviously, Wilson's going to play short every night. I want to go full-on young core, and I think they have a great young core.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun going forward.
Just build for the future, honestly. Yeah. If they want me to be an A's fan in Vegas, they need to just build for the future right now. Play with the young guys.
Yeah.
I'll be an A's fan no matter what. I will always be.
We've been through the ringer as A's fans. We definitely have.
I'm just talking, but I go young.
Yeah.
Go young. Why not?
Yeah, why not go young? Why not trust in your guys?
We've kind of struggled the past few years with our older guys.
Yeah.
We've traded for some older guys.
Yeah.
They're clearly not doing the best right now. Our young guys are stepping up.
Yeah.
So
might as well, right? Might as well send it on the young core. But the pitching staff last night did not show up.
Nope.
JP Sears obviously had a horrible start. TJ McFarland came in, gave up a 2-run homer. Sean Newcomb came in and gave up a 2-run homer. Osvaldo Bido, future Bleav in A's, he's going to come on the show.
He's going
to come on the show. So I love him already. He's one of my favorite players on this whole A's team. He did come in last night and gave up 4 runs in an inning and 2/3. Also couldn't find the strike zone. He just came off the IL recently, so, he's still getting back. And he's a starter, so putting him out of the bullpen might throw him off a little bit. But I do think it was a bad night for him, as it was for all A's pitchers last night in a 13-3 loss. But I have a lot of faith for Osvaldo going forward and future Bleav in A's alum.
Shout out.
Shout out.
No, I'm glad he's back from the IL.
Yeah.
But, you got to knock off that rust a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you're playing the Astros. They're the best team in the AL West.
Yeah.
They have a young, great offensive core that can hit the ball.
Yeah.
And, they've been hot. They launched up to first in the standings pretty recently.
Yeah.
So it's not happy to see, but don't be too discouraged from the loss last night.
Still got a chance to win the series.
Yeah. It's a 4-game series. You can bounce back and win the next 2 and go 3 out of 4 against Houston. That'd be huge for this team. And so, all right, well, on the Astros side, Cam Smith hit 2 homers. He only has 5 homers on the year, and he's a rookie. So 2 of them came last night against this A's pitching staff. But also, Devin, your boy, Mauricio Dubon, went 3 for 3 with a homer last night, killing in Sacramento.
He really broke out a couple years ago. And he came here from overseas. I'm not exactly sure which country, but
Honduras.
Yeah, Honduras.
That's right.
And he was here for, I think, he went to a high school around here, I believe, his last couple of years.
Yeah.
But he ever since the Giants traded him a few years ago, he's really found a good spot in Houston, and I don't hate to see it at all. I really like to see it, and he was a good kid for sure. He was only like 21 when we had him, so he's still young now, and just to see him having continued success is pretty cool.
He went to Capital Christian High School.
Yeah.
Wow, Capital Christian. I played against him.
Yeah.
I wonder if I played against Dubon. For this Astros team, that's a big win for him. And going forward, Dubon had a ton of family in the stands last night. So, we see it in basketball all the time. When someone's from Sacramento and they have all their family in the building, they're going to show out. And that's what Dubon did last night.
Yeah.
Going forward for the A's, they play 2 more against the Astros. And then after the Giants play them, they play the Guardians. So the Guardians will go from SF to Sacramento, and hopefully the Giants win the next couple against them. And Stephen Vogt is stressing over there on the bench with the managing crew. And then the A's will come in and sweep them in Sacramento.
Shout out Stephen Vogt.
Shout out Stephen Vogt.
Shout out Bleav.
He was elected to be All-Star coach this year, too.
Hey, wow. Respect. Big moves for Stephen Vogt. Before this Astros series, we'll go on it real quick. The A's swept the Royals in Kansas City. Telling you, man, on the road, this A's team is different.
It's different.
Jeffrey Springs with another great start. Austin Wynns hit another homer in an A's uniform. Nick Kurtz, future All-Star, went yard as well, and Mason Miller got the save. So a big win for the A's in that last game. 3-2. Swept the Royals, which is a very solid team. They're not a bad team at all. They're a playoff team.
First sweep in a while.
Wow.
I think the beginning of the series.
Hey, I'm on board.
Playoff team with the MVP candidate last year.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the upcoming games. But going forward, the A's have the leading AL vote getter at shortstop for the All-Stars. Who would have thought, man, going into this year that Jacob Wilson would be running away with the All-Star votes by this many points? He is up on Bobby Witt Jr. by a lot. And the third place guy, Jeremy Pena from the Astros, is not even close to catching up to Jacob Wilson. So he will be starting at shortstop during the All-Star game. Love to see it from our 23-year-old stud.
It's beautiful.
I don't do this often, but I kind of got to give a shout out to the MLB because I feel like they've been really good at getting his name out there and marketing him ever since the season started. I mean, he's the second best hitter in the league behind Aaron Judge, and Aaron Judge is kind of getting cold right now, so we'll see what happens there. But, I mean, he's been the second best hitter in the league behind Judge, and it's just been him and Judge on those graphics.
Yeah.
The MLB's been posting him everywhere, so I do got to, shout out them for really – I feel like that really helped with why he's, 50,000 votes up on Bobby Witt.
Definitely agree.
That I was going to bring that up because you look at last year, and Mason Miller was our all-star. Dude didn't come close, anywhere, and he was the best closer in the MLB at the time. And his votes they were there, but, I mean, every team gets an all-star
Every
vote.
team gets an all-star, so
But the fact that he's number one for American League shortstop.
People are showing him respect.
People are showing respect to the A's finally.
Yeah.
And the MLB is kind of putting him on blast, but I think that's just because he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Jacob Wilson, man. He does everything so good. You can't go wrong with anything he does. Well, yeah, he's going to be starting at short in the All-Star game. It's already pretty much, for me, it's already decided. He's going to be starting. Even though the All-Star game is, a month or two away, he's going to be starting in that game. Also, the A's might have another All-Star. Brent Rooker is 7th in DH voting. Who knows what's going to happen there?
We'll see.
I don't think any A's pitcher is going to be an All-Star this year.
No.
I don't think Mason Miller makes it this year.
We
do not have a pitcher making the All-Star game, but Brent Rooker could. Also, Soderstrom is up there in the outfield. He's 14th, so who knows?
Soderstrom?
Yeah. I mean, he led the league in homers for the first 2 months. Yeah, he's kind of fallen off.
He hasn't gone anywhere near that.
Yeah.
I love Soderstrom, but
me too.
I don't know how he's so high in voting right now.
Yeah. Well, Brent Rooker is 7th in DH, so, maybe he makes it. But, yeah. So the A's also have the 9th best offense rating in the MLB. They hit home runs. They hit for average, ranking in the top 10 in both categories. Jacob Wilson obviously hitting .362, been the best rookie all year. Brent Rooker on his way to his 3rd straight 30-homer year. Lawrence Butler leading the league in doubles, looking like the hitter he was the second half of last year.
Coco Crispy.
And Nick Kurtz also, adding more power to that lineup. Over the last 11 games, he's hitting .286 with 6 homers. So big jump for Nick Kurtz.
Big jump.
This offense has been crazy.
Yeah. Now him coming, I feel like that injury helped Nick a little bit. Kind of reset, and he's been hot ever since he came back.
And I mean, you could say some people will bash on that and say, hey, they hit in Sacramento half the year. Of course, their offense is going to be high. But no, they have more home runs on the road than they do at home.
I mean,
they're also
shows up the record, the road
record. Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like the AL has a lot smaller stadiums than the NL.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the
Yankees.
NL stadiums are, small, but the outfield is just, big. It's just, more surface area out there, kind of like the Oakland Coliseum in the foul territory. But, so that is kind of crazy, but.
Yeah. Ninth best, and we're, 8.5 back of the wild card.
We're blasting.
We need some damn
AL
pitching.
West.
We need some pitching, and we'll be right on track. But yeah, the teams 11 through 30, the Giants are 13th rated in offense. And looking at it, the Astros, number 1 team in the West, are 19th offensively. So that means their pitching has been lights out all year.
Been lights out.
And that's something that the A's need is some better pitching.
That's also the thing with the Astros is their pitching has been keeping them afloat this whole time. But recently they've had some big wins, or I guess maybe a couple big wins.
A lot of these teams down here kind of are good teams. The Padres, the Braves are 10 games under, but they have a good offense. The Cleveland's similar record to the Giants, and they're also 10 spots down. But the difference is these teams got the pitching to lean on more than the A's do at this time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we can close out the show with our favorite A's memory.
Favorite A's memory, baby.
Luke, you can start off if you want to.
Shoot, I had a couple in my mind.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go back to the 2013-2014 season. Oh no, it was 2 years before that, or year before that, when the A's had the most walk-off wins. It's more of a whole season memory.
Yeah.
Had the most walk-off wins in MLB history, I believe, and it was 20-something.
Yeah.
That
was such a magical
20 to 30 walk-off wins, and then that also propelled them to win the AL West in the end.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was just one thing. Watching Coco, I think he had 4 of them under his belt, 5 of them under his belt.
Yep.
Just that whole electric A's team right there. It was something beautiful to look back on. I always look up this one video, and it shows a whole compilation of every single walk-off.
I've watched that probably 100 times. Definitely. I can go off that as well.
Yeah.
My memory is definitely, going towards that. And, I wanted to wait, since the A's are playing the Guardians next series, Stephen Vogt coming to play the A's, had to give him a little love.
Yep.
Well, this memory is going back to the 2013 playoffs, playing the Tigers for the second year in a row. Played them in 2012 and lost. And 2013, they played the Tigers once again, and I was at this game, of course, at every playoff game, 2012 and on. This game was game 2. Tigers won game 1. And the A's, in that first round series, it's first to win 3. So it's a quick series.
Yeah.
If you go down 2-0, you're not going to come back and win that unless you're the Giants against the Reds that one year. Shout out. I remember that. But in this game, it was Verlander once again. The A's kryptonite in these years was Justin Verlander. Every single playoffs. And Sonny Gray, the rookie, on the mound for the A's in game 2. It's pretty much win or go home for the A's. If they go down 2-0 and they have to go back to Detroit, this series is over. And this game, pitching duel, man. Pitching duel from minute 1. Sonny Gray went 8 innings, 4 hits allowed, 9 strikeouts, no runs. Verlander went 7 strong with no runs and 11 strikeouts. So this was a pitching duel. 0-0 going to the 9th inning. The A's shut him down. Grant Balfour with a great 9th inning. 1-2-3. Shut him down in the top of the 9th. Go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers put their closer in. Al Albuquerque, if you guys remember that name.
I do remember.
Yeah. Well, he's on the mound. The A's get some runners on. And so Cespedes was the runner that was on base. And Steven Vogt's on with 2 outs. Runner on second base. Steven Vogt's up. Base hit to right field. Walk-off win to tie the series up at 1-1. Shout out to I Bleav in Steven Vogt. One of the best memories in A's history for me. Sonny Gray was really a story in this game, though. The rookie pitcher dueling with Justin Verlander, going 8 innings with no runs allowed against this Tigers offense. Crazy night.
I miss him.
Crazy night.
I miss Sonny, man.
I miss Sonny. Great to see him still in the league.
Like that.
Yeah. It was a crazy game, man. And just being in the right field bleachers for this game with the drums, with the horns. We say it every time, but there's no experience like it, especially in the playoffs.
No, it's
gives me chills.
I'm glad that we were able to experience that whole thing in our young life.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna be telling our kids about that story.
Yeah, for sure.
Dad, you went to a game in Oakland?
Yeah.
What?
No way.
No way.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful time.
Yeah, Steven Vogt, man, the hero in this game. And he was kind of unknown, too. At this point, he wasn't a very well-known player. He was still, making his way up in the league. And no one really believed in him yet, except A's fans. And we believed in him that night. Steven Vogt with the clutch hit to walk it off against the Tigers. One of the best nights of my life. Sonny Gray, I got his jersey. I was wearing it at that game. Sonny Gray went 8 innings in his rookie year. Crazy. So, one of the best memories as an A's fan right there.
Great memories.
Always against the damn Tigers, though, man. Every single year. Every year.
I will say that was probably one of the best matchups in modern baseball history.
Tigers, A's.
Tigers, A's, and that whole time was, it was like I'm not going to compare it to.
And that was, I think, the only game that the A's won where Verlander started on the bump in any series that they played the Tigers.
Oh, wow.
I think Verlander won every single other game.
Because they also had, did they have Scherzer at the time, too?
Yeah, they also had Scherzer at the time.
Scherzer at the time.
They were nasty.
Yeah,
they were nasty.
That whole line, Miguel Cabrera was still prime of his career.
Torrey Hunter's in this lineup. Prince Fielder's in this lineup.
Kinsler was still on the team, right?
Infante was that second.
Infante.
Well, who was hitting fourth for the A's this game? Brandon Moss.
Brandon Moss.
Future Bleav in A's alum. Get him on the show already.
Shout out Brandon Moss.
Shout out Brandon Moss. B. Moss. My favorite first baseman of all time.
Dang,
but
Brandon Moss was fourth?
Brandon Moss was hitting fourth in this game.
Oh, man. Time flies, dude.
The A's did not get a lot of hits in this game, though. Steven Vogt was really the hero. So, yeah, Cespedes scoring that run in the 9th inning. Crazy. So, yeah, one of my favorite memories as an A's fan.
Cespedes was, anniversary of that throw that just happened. It was,
I did see that.
On the 10th, I think?
In Angel Stadium.
In Angel Stadium.
Yeah.
That was just the 10-year anniversary of it.
No bounce from the left field wall.
No bounce.
It's insane. Probably the best throw of all time.
Did it again 2 weeks later.
Yeah, did it again. That A's team was so fun, man. But, yeah, we'll close out on Bleav in A's. Fun episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go subscribe, rate us 5 stars on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all that. But, yeah, we'll be back 2 episodes a week. Bleav in A's.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.